seems to have changed colour. Yep, so what I did was I went ahead and I used that other video card. I have a USB keyboard plugged in. I have an SATA hard drive, which is a solid state drive actually. I have the ATA/IDE optical drive plugged in. And what I also did was I went ahead and I changed out the RAM again for another 2 sticks of RAM that I had that were apparently new still in the pack. So I've changed those out, and lo and behold, the machine is now installing Windows XP without issue. So what I'm going to have to try is to put in just a standard keyboard and mouse here, the PS2 style keyboard and mouse, just to make sure that there's no fault on those particular components. But it does appear to be the system RAM, which is the usual suspect. So we actually updated the system BIOS, we changed out the system battery, and we changed the RAM 3 times. So the original RAM we changed out, and then we changed it again. So it's the third set of RAM in this machine. We then went ahead then and we changed out the hard drive 3 different times. So 3 different hard drives gave trouble on this machine. I suspected that the hard drives may or may not be giving trouble, so I put them onto my test machine and they were detecting, not detecting. The Western Digital hard drive was running insofar as it was detecting it, and then suddenly the hard drive would just go chaotic. It would start seeking constantly, but you couldn't actually see it in the operating system. The optical drive is still working, so that's no problem. The keyboard and mouse I suspect are working. What I've done is I've plugged them back in just to make sure they actually do function when the machine turns back on again. And the original power supply, which we tested, one of the first things we tested, is also still working fine. So our main culprit, which is what causes this problem most of the time I've found, is the actual system RAM. Now you may notice on the first comment on the first video that we had, somebody mentioned that they had a checksum error failure, and in that particular message I had mentioned that I changed the RAM out. I did change the RAM out. So I had the original RAM, I changed it to the second set, as we see in the last 2 videos, and this is now a new set again. So the new set of RAM has made the biggest difference, I reckon. But we're going to put back in, we put back in the ATI video card in here and see if it still turns on. That would be a good test of whether this is working properly or not. So maybe we should do that first, put the ATI video card in there, reboot the machine. Okay, so it's currently running the 3D Mark 03 demo, should I say benchmark. So I hope to have a result from that at the end once it doesn't crash. But let's say that this machine is yours, and let's say that you're having the problem with the checksum error coming up. What do you do, and how do you resolve the problem? I'm going to be as quick as possible here. First thing to do is to take out everything. So you unplug the hard drive, the optical drives, and any other peripheral that doesn't need to be plugged in, including keyboards and mice, and turn the machine back on. The machine should then come up with an error of no operating system found, for example. Then start to plug things back in again. Plug in the hard drive. Let's say the error still comes up, it says checksum failure. What should you do? Well, let's presume, for example, that everything is functioning on the machine and every particular component is fully operational and complete. Take out the RAM, take out the video card and any add-on card. So if it's a video card or network card or system RAM on the computer, take it all out and reseat it. Reseat it a few times. So take the RAM out, put it back in again, take it out, put it back in again. There may be a bit of corrosion on one of the contacts, or maybe it's not seated correctly and you can't see it. That's causing the interference, which therefore gives you the checksum error failure error. Okay? So once you've done all that then, you're still getting this checksum error. One of the things to do and check is the system battery, which I said before. It's only a €1, €2 part, worth changing out. Take it out, put a new one in, and voila, your machine is now up and running again. What else to check? Check the hard drive. Take the hard drive out and put it into a different machine and test to see if it's working. One of the best ways to do this, I find, is to use an external connection. Now, you can use like a caddy. You can get something like this as well, which is a USB 3. So it'll allow you to stick in stuff like the SATA hard drive, low power hard drives. The bigger hard drives and some of the bigger optical drives, it won't let you run. It'll just basically say it's not functioning properly. But get an external device of some description that allows you to look at hard drives. I have a Star a star one over there that works. You have a QNAP one there somewhere as well, and you know, basically you're plugging it in to this device. It plugs into your PC and allows you then to test and diagnose, is that hard drive functioning. If it's not functioning on your good machine via the USB port, chances are there's a fault with it. In this case, we came across 3 hard drives that were faulty. What was it, 2 SATA hard drives and 1 IDE/ATA. They've been discarded now. What I have on here at the moment is I actually have a solid state drive, which is basically everywhere ramming a card. So it's 128 gigabytes. And I plugged this in, and I have to say the machine is running nice and fast with it. It's amazing how quick they make machines. I don't know so much on my modern machines the speed, because the machine is so fast, but on a machine of this vintage, having something that fast in it makes a massive difference, a massive improvement. It's like night and day. I still prefer the spinny hard drives because they're better for data storage and better for data security. The other thing to try as well, of course, is the video card. Now, our video card that was in here was faulty and was giving us trouble, the ATI video card. It's now glitching on the screen. An awful lot of graphical glitches are turning up as the machine boots up into the operating system. I'll try my best to get a quick photograph of that for you. The network card is functioning fine. There is an onboard network card which also functions. I put this one in, a bit like on the old 386/486 machines. The 3Com line of video cards are fantastic quality because it used to be made in Ireland, are fantastic because they are fully supported in most of the older operating systems straight out of the box. So there's no need to install drivers. So if you're trying to get the machine up and running quickly, install one of these, and then you can get all your information off your external hard drive. So I have this plugged into my server in the house, and down here in the workshop, which is a good 200-300 meters away from that. So I basically have this plugged in here. It's going off to a little switch in here in the workshop, and it goes off over to the server. So all my files are on there. So you might have seen other machines I have on here, Dells and ASTs and so on and so forth. So on there I have a couple of folders. One says AST 386. So when I go to mess about with that again, plug it in on the network, I install the drivers again from fresh. You can of course make a backup of that hard drive and then clone it and all that sort of crack. I like doing it like this because just adds a little bit more fun to it, and things tend to go wrong when you do it as well, so it adds a little bit more interest. Why did I come to this machine in the first place? Well, the actual physical box was sitting up on a shelf and it had fallen off it, and the whole case was basically bent out of shape, and then I started getting errors and glitches. So there's a good chance that the RAM could have come loose as well, so that could cause problems, but I already knew that the video card had went kablamo with it. So the faults in this machine, to sum up, were the video card was faulty, the original hard drive was faulty, and the RAM, the original set of RAM was also faulty as well. So it was a trilogy of pain, which was very interesting. And there's a good chance that the RAM was sent a little bit of power when the video card went up, but not enough to ruin the rest of the board, which is fantastic. But if it is your machine, like I said, take the RAM out, put the RAM back in again, even swap the RAM around. You also might notice that if one stick is working, one might not be working, so put one stick in, swap it to the other port, put the other stick in. Some motherboards will allow you to do that, some won't, so it's worth trying it. The other thing to do is, on these older motherboards, if you have the manual belongs to them, or you can find the manual belongs to them, is have a look at the little part in it that talks about compatible memory. You'll find that on some machines that the particular type of memory that you use may be compatible or incompatible with that computer. It may even say in the book that it is compatible and it doesn't work anyway, but it's worth checking that out to verify that. Well, that is it for the moment. Like I said, the machine is now running on Windows XP, so everything's tickety-boo. I'd like to thank you for staying with me. I know I don't have very flashy videos with bits and stuff all flying all over the place. What I'll do is I'll take a couple of shots of this machine here, and so you can enjoy the voiceover that you just had. It'll show some other little bits and bobs happening. I'll put discs in now, the drive, stuff like that, you know. Just sort of simple little things, just to sort of keep your interest going. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching these 3 parts of the video. They weren't actually all completed in the space of a day, but it looks like I've done them over the course of a month because I'm a trickster. Thanks for watching, and if you like the video, of course, you can always thumbs it up. If you hated the video, feel free to thumb it down. That's totally your choice. And if you have any comments or requests or anything like to say about what we've done, please leave in the comments below. Thank you for watching.